So again, welcome to today's event. I hope everyone here is well and healthy today. So happy to be meeting you all here. My name is Maria Alexandra Iskandar, but you can call me Alessa, Alex, or Ale. And I will be your MC today in the event Korea-Indonesia Collaborative Climate Talk, Climate Leaders with One Voice. But today I will not be alone, where I will have my friend Jay as my fellow MC. Hi, Jay.
Thank you, Alexa, for a pleasant welcoming. Good evening dan selamat sore, everyone. I am Jae-eun from TCRP Korea District, and it is a pleasure to meet you all as the MC of the day together with Alexa. Again, welcome to all who are present here in such a meaningful event. I hope all of you make your time special today.
Yeah, so welcome everybody. But before we start, I would like to personally welcome everyone today, especially to Mrs. Amanda Kateriniode. Halo Ibu, selamat sore.
Hi
As the branch
everybody.
manager of Climate Reality Indonesia. Apa kabar Ibu Amanda?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing very great. Thank you so much for being here today with us. And we also have Mrs. Mia Kim. So Mrs. Mia Kim, the district manager of Climate Reality South Korea. Is Mrs. Mia here already?
Tante, kalau misalnya dikubur itu gimana prosesnya, Tante?
Oh,
Kedutaan nelfon aku. Konjen itu nelfon
okay.
aku.
Co-host, can you please mute the participants? So I would like to remind all participants to, if you're not speaking, do mute your microphone so that we don't have noise distraction. But again, Mrs. Mia Kim, if you're here, thank you so much for joining today with us. And we also have from the Green Climate Fund, Miss Patricia Yosianti and also Miss Eugene. So welcome to Miss Patricia and Miss Eugene. Welcome to today's event, and as well as to all fellow climate reality leaders from both Indonesia and South Korea, and also youth activists from both countries. How are you all today? I hope you're having a great day. If you're having a great day, put a thumbs up. Yeah, we're going to use the emoticon button a lot. So if you're having a good day, put your thumbs up from the emoticon button, and I can see your reaction. And again, Jay, before we enter the event, I would like to talk more with you. So how is the weather going on in South Korea? I know it's going to enter winter soon.
Yeah, it turned winter so suddenly here now. The temperature today is minus degrees Celsius. How's Indonesia? Is it a rainy season?
Oh, wow, it turned to -1 degree Celsius. I cannot imagine that. We have never had that kind of climate in Indonesia, but I hope everyone here in the room is keeping warm and cozy. And yes, we are now entering rainy season, but you know, with climate change going on, some parts of Indonesia is actually having more rain than the other parts. So it usually leads to flooding, especially in big cities in Indonesia, like in my own hometown, Bandung City.
Oh, really? That's terrible. Actually, this year, climate change also brought floods to Korea as well. If you knew, I think climate crisis is an issue that is becoming more and more critical every day.
Yeah, I cannot agree more with you on that. But that is why we have today's event, so that we can address this issue better and understand more about what is actually going on with our climate and how we can be a part of the solution.
That is right. Since we are having a Zoom event today, what if we set some ground rules here?
Yes, absolutely. So to create we want to encourage everyone attending today's meeting to create a good atmosphere for all participants. By first of all, is being mindful with your microphone to avoid any noise distraction.
And if you're not speaking, we highly suggest you to mute the microphone by clicking the microphone button on the corner left side of your screen. When you're speaking, do avoid any background noise that might interfere with your speech. Please give your reaction through silently clapping, or you can use the emoticon button available in Zoom, or just thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Yeah, we can all do thumbs up.
Thumbs up,
Although it is
yes.
not mandatory, but we would like to highly encourage everyone attending on the meeting to turn on your camera so that we can interact better with one another and we can see each other to experience a better get together between Indonesian and also South Korean.
Yes, please refrain from making any disrespectful comments on the chat room or live speech so we do not offend anyone attending. And lastly, but most important, let's all have fun during today's event.
Yay, let's
Yay,
have
fun!
fun. So go on, Jay. Maybe we can start today's event. There's already almost 50 participants entering the room. Thank you
Wow,
to all who's joining today.
thank you. So let's begin now. To begin today's event, I first request Indonesia's TCRP branch manager, Mrs. Amanda Katili, to give us an opening speech. Mrs. Amanda, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, MCs. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for joining this exciting event with Indonesian and Korean climate reality leaders. We are part of the Climate Reality Project, a global organization founded by Al Gore that now has 31,000 climate reality leaders in 170 countries with an age range of 12 to 87 years old. It shows that everybody could participate in addressing this climate crisis. Climate reality leaders are those who have been trained by Al Gore and the Climate Reality Project. They are committed to acts of leadership or specific actions we can take to make a difference in the fight against the climate crisis. The mission of the Climate Reality Project is to catalyze a global solution to the climate crisis by making urgent action a necessity across every sector of society. We all know that since the climate crisis is a global problem, to address it, we need global mobilization of resources by state actors or countries and non-state actors. The robust relations and bilateral cooperation between Indonesia and Korea are supported by the resource complementarity and the remarkable process of economic and political progress of both countries that opens more widely the opportunity for cooperation in various sectors, including addressing the climate crisis. I would, however, like to emphasize the role of non-state actors like us. The role of non-state actors is recognized in the Paris Agreement to accelerate actions to build concrete, ambitious, and lasting cooperative initiatives. The non-state actors include businesses, cities, regions, and other subnational entities, also civil society, indigenous peoples, women, youth, and academic institutions. They may act as individual entities or in partnerships with other stakeholders. Today's event is an example of collaboration of non-state actors between Indonesia and South Korea. We will talk about technical issues like food security and biodiversity conservation as solutions to the climate crisis. But we will also showcase the strength of our cultures and how culture is an important resource for both climate change mitigation and adaptation. We need to integrate culture into global climate action. In closing, later today, we will have breakout rooms to enable participants of both countries to interact and come up with call to actions to be implemented as further collaborations between South Korea and Indonesia's climate activists. Thank you again for joining us in this important event.
Okay, thank you, Ipu Amanda, for such a wonderful opening event. Please give her applause, please. Yeah, I think it helped us understand more about the Climate Reality Project and also about the event. And also following, today we've got guests from Green Climate Fund, which is a global Climate International Organization. Now, with much honor, I'd like to call upon Ms. Patricia Yosianti and Ms. Eugene to say a few words. Is Ms. Patricia here and Ms. Eugene?
Yes, I'm here, but I believe Eugene will start first.
Oh, okay. Please, Ms. Eugene, you can start first.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. It's my great pleasure to virtually connect to you, everybody, at this occasion. I'd like to start by sharing a small stories from my career path. I once went to disaster relief assistance in the Philippines, and then I had to take a boat to reach this village where people are stuck because of the flood. I was on a boat, and then we were on a lake, and I couldn't really see the end of this lake. So I asked the boat driver, "This is such a huge lake. How deep is this?" And then the boat driver told us, "Well, I don't know, because this used to be a rice field." So the flood really made the entire rice field appear like as a lake. My next journey was in Samoa, which was in a small island country in the middle of the Pacific. There, I heard a lot of people who had to move their houses, relocate to more inner islands because of the sea level rising. So whenever I heard these stories, I often felt overwhelmed, and I just felt how vulnerable we are as a human beings, and how small creature we are in front of this tremendous power of the nature. As you may heard, I work for a Green Climate Fund, and Green Climate Fund aims to catalyze a flow of climate finance to invest in low emission and climate resilient development. Okay, sounds great, but then what does that mean? It means we could adopt the climate change impacts which are currently happening, and also we can mitigate the impact which might be happening in the future. It also means climate change is happening everywhere, right next to us all the time. At the same time, our daily life might also have an impact on the climate change as well. So going through this sort of train of thought, I don't really feel overwhelmed anymore, because every single person in this planet is in the same boat. No one is an exception. So I can still start by making a small actions, such as I might consider having vegetarian meal once per week. I might be more focused on our government policy, whether they have any plan to build a new coal power plant somewhere else. Or I can be more mindful and think about, maybe have 5 minutes or even 1 minute to think about what can I do with awareness about climate change to my friends, to my family, and people around us. Having said that, I'm really proud of everybody on this occasion here right now, because you decided to spend your entire Saturday afternoon to think about and promote these and raise awareness of the climate change actions. And in addition to that, I'm really impressed by this program, because I can see everybody here is really trying to make this life journey enjoyable and have fun. So I think it's important to really enjoy this time and then having fun. Hope you are enjoying the session. And then I will hand over to my colleague, Patricia. So over to you, Patricia.
In. Hi everybody, my name is Patricia. Hi and 안녕하세요, selamat sore. Alexandra, I'm from Bandung as well. I grew up there. Yeah, but now this is my third year working for GCF, so I live in Songdo, South Korea. So before that, I've been working in several institutions in both private sectors like Ernst & Young, Standard Chartered Bank, and some international organization like World Bank, International Labour Organization, and UNDP. So let me tell you why I decided to apply for a position at GCF. So it comes for several reasons. For example, the first one is the GCF has a very important mandate, and I want to contribute to climate change given the skills that I have. So I have a master in accounting and another master in finance. So how can I use this skill to contribute to the fight of the climate change? Maybe it's not directly related, right? I don't have to go to the field and like doing some demonstration or some other stuff, but how can I contribute with this set of skills that I have? The answer is that GCF is a perfect place. GCF is a place where financing of climate-related project for the whole world is coordinated. So as we all know, like these developing countries struggle for climate change impact. So I decided to join, and also this is a good career step for me as well to move to Korea. Working for an organization like GCF or where I worked before, the World Bank, etc., gave me an entirely new perspective on life on this planet. During my time at GCF, I get to know people from all over the world, Peru, Brazil, Ghana, Finland, or you name it. Well, these encounters makes me understand the importance of the climate change. For example, like we can discuss directly with people from Brazil, for example, like what's the change, what's the effect of the forest fire in Amazon for several months. And also like we all know how complex the problem itself. And also living abroad is a great experience to get to know the way of life in other countries. When you live in another country, it's very different from experiencing things on TV or from internet. For example, now I live in Songdo. It's a quiet place. It's a great new place. And I'm amazed by how meticulously the recycling system is. So the first time I came here, oh, I was so surprised because in Indonesia, we just put everything in one box and some garbage man will take it out, right, from our yard. And that's it. But in Korea, it is entirely different. I'm amazed by the system. The system itself is very robust, supported by the government. We have to have certain plastic bag to throw certain rubbish. In the basement of my building, we have bags for almost all components. For example, cans, glasses, styrofoam, paper, plastic sheets, and bigger chunks of plastic, etc. So everybody has like very high awareness to actually separate the trash very thoroughly. I hope you guys have a good time today. Thank you for the invitation, and I'm so proud of you because you as a young people able to do this, like to contribute to this very important action for our planet. Thank you and have a good afternoon, good evening. Selamat sore.
Thank you, Ms. Patricia and Ms. Yujin, for lightening up our event today. Maybe many of us got many inspirations from you guys. We are very pleased to have you both as our guest speakers. And also in this, I'd like to give special thanks to Francesca. Are you here, Francesca, for arranging this?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, thank you so very much for inviting me here. I've been, I'm part of the Climate Reality Project European branch and Italian branch, but I'm also working at the GCF. So I thought it would be nice for today to have one Korean and one Indonesian colleague from the GCF to join this event. So I hope you enjoyed their initial remarks. And thank you so much for having us here. And congratulations again for organizing this event. Let's enjoy and let's lead on climate together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all your support. And I hope you also enjoy this event today. Okay, now moving on. Now it's time for presentations. We will have Miss Taeyeon Kim as the first presenter from Korea, and she'll be presenting about K culture. I expect many of you waited for the session to come, right? Are you ready, Miss Taeyeon? Are you here?
I'll be sharing the screen.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I heard there's BTS's video clip ready as well. Am I right?
Oh yeah, that's right. You'll be watching a video of them at the end of the presentation.
Right, that's good. All right, then enjoy everyone. And Miss Taeyeon, please feel free to start now.
So hi everyone, I'm Taeyeon from Korea District, and for the next 50 minutes, we are going to be talking about K culture on climate change. Now, you might be thinking, what does Korean culture has to do with climate change? But actually, culture lies right under our actions and philosophy in society. Assuming that many of you are here familiar with the topic from listening to some Korean music, watching K-dramas and movies, or maybe have heard about one of the fastest internet in Korea. K-culture is a term that encompasses everything from music, movies, drama, to online games and Korean cuisine. As K-wave is growing bigger, so is its impact on international society. The culture has always been central to how our society grows, shapes, and develops, and this should and is expanding to the biggest single issue of our time, climate change. And this is the reason why we want to talk about K-culture. So what enables K-culture to attract billions of people around the world? First of all, K-pop singers talk about what matters to us youth in their music. The mainstream of Korean pop culture delivers universal messages, empathy, and sincerity, which go way beyond language, race, and culture, so that their narrative becomes our story. For instance, BTS mentioned we, and society more than any other K-pop groups. Fans empathize with their songs and lyrics and feel they're connected with them. This is what their fans say.
This is the first group that actually speaks about the youth, about what they go through in their life, their situations. They connect that way with their fans. It's not just about love only, it's also about depression, things that teenagers and youth go through nowadays.
You have access to BTS all the time. You have videos, you have Twitter, you have their social medias.
Looking at their passion and hard work and dedication every day and the effort that they put in connecting us is what I believe makes a difference for them and us versus any other artist in the world.
When you watch like Run BTS or whatever, you can connect to them more, but when you see one of their lives, you can connect to them more. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't understand it. You see like Taeyoung laugh and then you automatically start laughing. Even if you don't get the joke, you just, it just lightens you up a little bit.
As leaders of K-culture, BTS brought a social message where we can see what generates intangible power is culture. Therefore, we think that this power can be shifted towards climate issues. Secondly, as strong as fans' beliefs on the celebrity, K-pop fandom community forms very consolidated collective identity among themselves and has actually acted on environmental aspects. For RM of BTS, who has shown interest in environmental protection, the global fan club army has planted 1,250 trees to create forests in hopes of restoring mainstream river in Seoul and responding to climate crisis. This shows that if K-pop star portrays a firm belief in the need to tackle climate change, this belief will be echoed by their fans. Lastly, many of our cultural activities may be suspended due to pandemic. Multimedia technology in K-culture content has been a part of contributing the public to stay entertained and connected in culture community no matter where you live. Now, let's turn our perspective to the problem. So many people empathize with K-culture, but not as much with climate change. Unfortunately, many people overlook the danger of climate crisis even though they're aware of it. But to be aware and to be willing to are two different things. This is why we need to act in culture sphere where we talk about climate issues more, deeply feel and comfort each other instead of feeling blue about it. In this context, we've seen K-culture as a possible means to solidate our generation. So how can K-culture contribute in making climate change activism mainstream? Given the current situation, first potential solution is that K-culture can be more activated on this on-tech paradigm. Actually, this has been ongoing recently. On-tech is a newly coined term that compounds online and contact. Through this paradigm, we'll be able to establish culture infrastructure based on technology to promote climate change awareness and to provide more support to our fellow neighbors in need in a situation where we cannot physically help each other out. Governments and key entertainment industries in South Korea are working on developing different on-tech cultural content using ICT and visual technology. As shown in the video, mixed reality is a visual technology combining both virtual and augmented reality. Virtual experiences have become more immersive as technological development increases the sensor information provided. Users perceive multiple senses that simultaneously interact with them. As allowing users to feel more in touch with the virtual experiences, we'll be able to expect global audience to act on climate change activism. Such a monoscopic VR experience with vivid sound effect can be used effectively to raise awareness of the climate reality. Webcomics, known as webtoon, is a concept of digital comic book created to fit into web or mobile platform. Webtoons can be utilized to bring audience into discussion for climate issues. But not only its business is growing, but there are many K-dramas and games based on their webtoon storyline. So that the young and old, men and women gather in the comment section to creatively discuss and different stories. If we incorporate pressing climate crisis into the narrative universe of the cartoon, users will be able to immerse in it as well as to participate in the active discussion with fellow users. Second potential solution is to bring the public into online concert where K-pop artists are involved in the subject of climate crisis. Actually, this isn't completely new or out of the league. A Korean TV show presented the Room concert to communicate with the viewers through this on-tech paradigm, which was triggered for online audience to be able to enjoy. As well as Together at Home concert will broadcast live for 8 hours to support medical staffs against pandemic. More than 100 singers participated in this event, as well as a Korean group, Super M. In a way, fans can be engaged more in interacting with their favorite artists as they promote awareness of climate change and support each other to keep the hope. Speaking of artist influence, a well-known pop singer has encouraged his fans by promoting climate issues not only at his live concert, but also his foundation was built to amplify causes that he and his fans care about. Third potential solution is that you can make all these climate issues mainstream on social media. This is a campaign-oriented strategy triggered especially for our young generation and could possibly be the most convenient approach to them. But most importantly, having proactive attitude on concerns in our daily life should be a common ritual. We can provide information about what can be done and can practice eco-friendly lifestyle by creating our own contents. K-culture has shown us how strong our collective impact could be. It tells us that culture has the power to connect the world, bring people to empathize with, and take actions to the climate crisis. Being at the front line of K-culture, Global K-pop star BTS has been marking their role as global ambassadors on awareness for climate change. They have partnered with organizations to combat climate crisis, but most recently, in celebration of the Earth Day in April, a short film was released in order to remind us of the importance of our natural resources. Here, we would like to share with you their first Grammy-nominated song, Dynamite. This song was released in hopes of reinvigorating our lives in pandemic. It is reaching out to everyone around the world and bringing hope and joy to overcome the toughest time. As living in the era of climate crisis, we hope that youth climate leaders from both Indonesia and Korea and our call to action on today's One Voice yield bright and successful results as the song Dynamite has. Let's take a look.
모든 걸 씻어내리는 비의 끝엔 맑은 세상이 기다리는 것처럼. 구름과 달과 별이 어우러진 하늘처럼 함께일수록 더 아름다운 우리.
For rest. 우리의 안식은 숲으로부터.
파도가 끝도 없이 밀려오듯이 우리의 가능성도 무한할 거야. 수많은 별들이 모여 거대한 우주를 빛내듯 우리의 에너지도 모이면 미래를 빛낼 수 있어. 눈부신 태양처럼 우리의 미래도 눈부시길.
갑자기 내리는 첫눈처럼 세상은 뜻밖의 순간들로 가득 차 있어.
Because of you.
In the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the throne. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea and I'll get my ping pong. This is getting heavy, can't hit the bass, boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beat treated like money. This go all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm diamond, you know I glow. Hey, so let's go. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with a little funky soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa.
We know that we're going through the dark, especially now. But when it's the darkest, the light shines the brightest. Like their lyrics, let's do what we can do in our position and let's keep our hope that will generate dynamite from each and every light of ours. Last but not least, these are our calls to action. Climate action with your idol, One Voice Korea, One Voice Indonesia. Join the crowd in front of camera using these hashtags on your social media. We want to encourage all of you to make sure that your voice and our voices are heard. Thank you.
Wow, what an eye-opener. The Korean palace behind looks beautiful, right? Thank you, Ms. Taeyeon, for your entertaining and at the same time informative presentation. Okay, so now I myself will present you the climate crisis faced in Korea. Okay, I'll share the presentation. All right, okay, so this is me, and let's begin. I believe many of you think Korea is relatively a safe place from climate crisis, but it's actually becoming more real here as well. Maybe you'll think differently after knowing what happened in Korea this year. For starters, we were affected by 5 hurricanes in a row that came along with record-breaking downpours. During this year's rainy season, it rained for 54 days, which is result, as you can see in the picture, several villages were entirely flooded, and due to the weakened ground, there were 1,548 landslides occurred only in this summer. Due to this, over 7,000 houses, 8,000 people, and about 30,000 hectares of farmland suffered flood damage. Also, Korea is getting hotter and hotter every year, hitting 35 degrees Celsius. And I heard Indonesia has recently hit around 39 degrees Celsius. So it looks like we're getting close on this, unfortunately. And since the current ongoing pandemic COVID-19 that killed many people is also deeply related to climate crisis, so it's no longer someone's story, but is rather the whole world's reality that'll repeat over and over again in the future. Going through all the experiences, it seems many Koreans are recognizing the urgency of climate crisis, in which 96% from the poll answered that now they are more aware of it. Now I'd like to explain how we got here. And unlike the bright cultural aspects presented by Ms. Taeyeon previously, I'll try to view our country in different aspects. First, Korea is a country that accomplished fast economic growth. As you can see, our city looks a lot different from 30 years ago. And underneath this so-called success, there was coal mining industry. Until now, most of the systems that are running our society are based on coal. And research tells us that of all countries, Korea is the 5th country that consumes largest amount of coal, and 2nd among the G20s in amount of coal use per person. So imagine how hard it'll be for Korea to achieve net zero. Next, Korea is a country that uses tremendous amount of energy despite of teeny tiny number of populations compared to Indonesia. We are ranked 8th place in amount of oil consumption and 7th in electricity, which makes us the 7th highest carbon dioxide emitter in the world. But still, if you see the graph here, Korea is a country that is producing very low amount of renewable energy compared to other Asian or OECD countries. On the other hand, energy from nuclear power and coal still take largest proportion of all. Additionally, Korea emits large amount of garbage, and 1.2 million tons of garbage are being piled nationwide, forming trash mountains like this picture. Koreans also especially use lots of plastics, which ranks as third of all countries. To at least minimize the amount of harmful gas produced when incinerating or burning the trash, we are trying several ways, such as steaming them in super high temperature, but all ways are still costing very high. So many citizens are stepping up to work on this problem, which I'll explain more later on. And anyways, about all the situations in Korea, now we are taking a countermeasure to solve them. Gladly, our government is taking the lead on this, as our current leader, President Moon, has officially declared last October to commit in cutting emissions to net zero by 2050. Therefore, to reflect the past, face the reality, and to make this moment as a chance to change, this year our government announced the Korean Green New Deal. In short term, it is to recover from economic recession due to COVID-19, and fundamentally, it is to cope with climate crisis by converting to green and sustainable society. The first largest goal is to convert our whole energy source into renewable energy. Similar to Indonesia, Korea is a country that is surrounded by ocean, so it makes the perfect environment to operate offshore wind power system and also solar panels. So the proportion of these renewable energies are expected to increase in near future. And those newly produced renewable energies should then be used effectively to prevent energy waste, right? The solution is called a smart grid. It is a two-way communication technology that connects the energy source information so that enables people to manage the energy themselves more efficient and independently. And as you all know, those energies are mostly used in buildings. And new buildings are built everywhere, every day as cities get bigger and bigger. Thus, it is a priority to improve them into clean and eco-friendly buildings, for example, that are constructed using eco-friendly materials and where effective green energy utility systems are installed. The process is called green remodeling. Our government is planning to proceed this green remodeling starting with public facilities first. And clean factories that will release lesser pollutants are included in the plan as well. Another area that emits plenty of greenhouse gas is transportation. Therefore, conversion in mobility becomes another big assignment to deal with. This picture is the very first electric city bus operating in the middle of our capital city, Seoul. To vitalize this green mobility policy that will expand eco-friendly vehicles, it is announced to impose 166 electric buses within this year. Together, along with the government, corporations are changing their moves eco-friendly as well. As an example, large supermarkets are taking the lead to reduce plastic waste. Let's watch the video, how it works.
Those looking to reduce the amount of plastic they throw out can now get laundry detergent refills straight from the supermarket. The Ministry of Environment has collaborated with a detergent company to install machines that refill detergent into an already used empty bottle. People can bring their empty bottle, refill the detergent, and put a sticker on the bottle to pay for it.
People don't have to throw out the empty bottle, but just bring it back to get a refill.
So the Environment Ministry expects that the system will reduce 8,700 kilograms of plastic waste a year. And more Korean citizens are joining in environment-preserving actions as well. Here are some examples with videos. Let's watch the first one.
치약이라든지 빨대, 볼펜 같은 작은 플라스틱들은 선별 과정에서 다 탈락한다는 걸 알게 됐어요. 그게 좀 배신감이 들었던 것 같아요.
그래서 플라스틱을 직접 재활용하겠다는 마음으로 탄생한 곳이 플라스틱 방앗간입니다.
저희가 이제 참새클럽이라는 이름으로 모집을 하는데요. 그러면 그분들이 이제 2달 동안 모은 플라스틱을 저희에게 보내주시는 거예요. 650톤 정도가 보내주셨고 양으로 치면은 250kg 정도가 되는데
이렇게 모인 작은 플라스틱들은 방앗간에서 튜브 짜개로
So until now, 2,000 people volunteered to separate and send bottle lids to them. So in total, 85,000 bottle lids were gathered. So this was one good example. And another example is about the consumers who gathered plastic caps of certain product and returned them back with letters to the company.
스팸 뚜껑이 불필요한 쓰레기를 만든다고 스팸 뚜껑 반납 운동을 펼쳤죠. 아무 용도로도 쓰이지 않고 그냥 버려지잖아요. 한 개든 두 개든 뚜껑을 모아서 보내는 거. 입신 유통의 편지가 도착했다고 하네요. 실제로 반납된 뚜껑을 받아본 CJ 제일제당도 이에 응답했다고 하는데요.
캡 없는 스팸 선물 세트를 올해 처음으로 내놓았습니다. 이번 추석에만 플라스틱 191톤, 이산화탄소 230톤 정도를 줄였습니다.
So as you can see in this examples, solidarity of individuals made real changes in both of them. So the message that I'm trying to send you is that as global citizens or whatever position we are at, we can do something to make a change. As, for example, Korean citizens, we can sign a national petition for our nature, or maybe vote for politicians who stand for a green environment. Or as a customer, we can select and buy products with lesser carbon footprints. And finally, as young climate leaders, we can run campaigns and give presentations to the public, which we are currently doing in Korea District. So as young generations, the future is actually on our hands, and it is in our responsibility. And even though all these actions might look small, as individuals, if you cooperate as all of us gathered here today, enterprises will change, countries will change, then eventually our world will definitely change. So it's time to take action. Thank you very much. Okay, so I hope my presentation led you all to generally understand better about Korea. Okay, now for the upcoming topic, which is food security, we have our last speaker from Korea. Please welcome Mr. Kangsan Park with applause.
Hello, I'm Kangsan Park from Korea District, and thank you all for being here. The topic of my presentation today is food crisis and security, and I will divide my presentation into 3 parts. Food crisis in Korea, what measures we are taking to solve this problem, and Korea's international cooperative actions in agriculture. I'll start with the food crisis in Korea. First, here's a brief description of our climate. We have 4 seasons, and it rains a lot during summer. However, it became subtropical due to the climate change. Spring and fall are getting shorter, and tropical diseases such as malaria started to appear. The agricultural map has also changed by subtropical weather. So now we have bananas and papayas, which only grow in tropical regions. The most serious problem that climate change brings to Korea is the agricultural damage. Each year we are having cold injuries in spring, drought, torrential rain, pests, and typhoons. Especially 2020, we had frequent typhoons and they negatively affected agriculture. And rice is one example. In August, there was too much precipitation which caused overall decrease in rice production. It actually reduced by 1.6%. And the quality of crops were poor, and farmers don't want to sell these low quality goods, which has led to a significant price increase. The prices of products in 2020 increased by 15.6% compared to last year, and this will affect our daily meal. For example, it'll be hard for us to have our traditional food kimchi anymore if this kind of situation continues. As you can see, the prices of ingredients of kimchi such as radish, cabbage, and apple soar. Next is the reason that agricultural damage is so deadly to Korea. The food self-sufficiency rate in Korea has been decreasing over the last few years. And if the food exporting countries restrict selling their grains again, the food crisis in our country will get more serious. Moving on, let me talk about some of the measures taken in South Korea to combat food crisis. I'll begin with sustainable agriculture. Like most of the traditional Korean landscape management techniques, it uses transition areas between different types of landscapes and conservation or eco-friendly agriculture. The entire agricultural process is practiced alongside with an effective use of environment and a recycling method that uses waste generated from other farming sectors. For instance, farmers constantly apply a traditional compost fertilizer to supplement the topsoil, and this allows the coexistence of farmland and biodiversity. Cooperative members in seeking solutions to South Korea's modern environmental and nutritional livelihood issues carry out direct transactions with approximately 2,220 farmer families. Among the cooperative's varied agricultural projects is the Save Korean Native Seeds, which is to enlarge the variety of its indigenous seeds through a seed farm and seed bank. This is a measure to increase the country's sovereignty and promote risk resilience and genetic diversity. And the next part that I'm going to talk about is alternative food. Like I said, the food self-sufficiency rate in Korea is decreasing. The, to solve this problem, food products in Korea, sorry, alternative ingredients are coming out in markets, and I will show you an example. So this is a burger that has no meat at all. The patty here is made of beans, and due to the rising awareness of healthy foods and environments, the number of vegetarians has upsurged for the past several years. And this shows how Korean fast food industry reacts to meet the new needs. This illustrates how we can make food products that we consume in our daily lives by using alternative sources that are plentiful and easy to get. Moving on to the next page, these two bars here indicate the gap between the production of two kinds of seeds that were planted in the same period on the same amount of land. One was developed before 1990s and the other one in 2000s. The point is that the newer the variety is, the more adaptable it gets to the current extreme climate, which means it grows better and can produce more food. Whether it is making a new food product out of alternative ingredients or developing new varieties of crops, both have become crucial for our sustainable lives. And now we are gonna look at smart farm. Today, contemporary South Korean farming techniques focus on smart farming and the latest technology. Their key feature growth engines to create more jobs and optimize cultivating environments for crops to adapt to climate change and improve overall agricultural productivity. So what is smart farm? It's basically a farm with the latest technologies. It automatically controls the cultivation environment via smartphone and computer. All the data needed for crop cultivation, such as weather conditions or the atmosphere, is sent to these machines here. And they are in charge of controlling and creating the optimum environment for crops. This, in the end, results in more productivity and quality of agricultural products with less use of energy and labor. However, although the government is actually putting more and more effort and money into this project, they lack in actions due to their vague plans. Thus, the investment must be divided into segments and for specific purposes in order to take them into real actions. So we talked about climate change, the food crisis, and ongoing efforts in Korea so far. From now on, I'm gonna tell you how Korea is cooperating with foreign countries to deal with global food issues. This is a desert in the United Arab Emirates. It might seem weird to grow crops in such a dry environment, but Korea and Arab Emirates have made it possible to cultivate rice on their barren lands. Thanks to the intense sunlight and support from two government agencies, the productivity of rice was considerable and the experiment was successful. The only problem is that it costs quite a lot to supply water, and both governments are working on it to solve the problem. Moreover, Korea Program for International Cooperation in Agricultural Technology, or KOPIA for short, is also working on food issues. This organization is working with Philippines, Kenya, Paraguay to develop new seed varieties that are strong enough to survive from pests and extreme weather conditions. Lastly, another Korean organization working on global cooperation called KOICA is in collaboration with El Salvador to develop farming technologies using solar panels and solar energy. So this is what we've talked about today. Due to the serious climate issues, Korea is suffering from huge damage in agriculture, self-sufficiency rate is going down, and therefore it is important for us to reform food structure. In order to deal with these food issues, Korean government and companies came up with several solutions, which are techniques and regulations for sustainable agriculture, looking for alternative food, and smart farm technology. And furthermore, Korea is now a member of FAO, actively working on international agricultural development. Before I finish my presentation, I want to add some simple examples of what we can do to protect our food security and the environment as a climate leader. First, we can try eating like vegetarians, and the picture here is a Korean famous food, bulgogi, which is supposed to be made of meat, but this one here is made of beans. Second, we must try hard not to produce food waste, which causes global warming. Finally, we can use social network service to get people to act on the food crisis and the climate change. And that's all for today. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Thank you for your knowledgeable presentation, Mr. Kang-san. It seems Korea is doing quite well in food security. I guess some of you will start as vegetarians starting from today. If there is any question regarding the presentations, please ask in the chat room. Then we will pick one question for each Korea and Indonesia presentation and answer them after the next session. Also, please mention which country you are asking to in front of your question, and the rest of the questions will be answered directly in the chat room. Okay, please, Alexa.
Okay, thank you very much, Jay, and a very insightful session too with Mr. Kang San Park, with Ms. Taeyeon Kim, and also with yourself, Jay. It's very interesting understanding, how K-pop culture can have such a big influence and also impact towards how youth nowadays actually face climate crisis, in which it's obviously happening in an accelerating speed. And also you can actually take simple steps through, for example, your food, just like what Mr. Kang San Park have addressed before. But now I would like to invite my beloved mentor and friend, Mrs. Pujirianti, to the stage along with Mr. Jonathan Yuditya. Okay, Miss Puji, thank you so much for being with us, and the time and place I give to you.
I'm still mute. Okay. Yes, okay, everybody can hear me, yeah?
Yes, clear.
Yes. Okay, so let me introduce myself first. So I am Pujirianti. So good afternoon. Annyeonghaseyo to all fellow Koreans. I'm the Indonesian climate leader since 2016. And I guess today I would like to share with you about the nature biodiversity in Indonesia. So maybe a little bit about also virtual tour later on, yeah, and then how we entangled with the climate crisis issue. So maybe some of you already known Indonesia, but maybe some also haven't been in Indonesia before. Yeah, so Indonesia, our country is contained with 17,000 islands. Yeah, and then we are lies in the equator. So our climate is pretty much tropical, which give us a perfect temperature and humidity to rainforests to evolve. Indonesia archipelago also unique if we seen from the geological perspective because we hold so much historical story, yeah, about how the islands and mountains are formed, and of course, this farming, the geology farming also affect the natural biodiversity at that time. And Indonesia is also one example of area on Earth that survived the natural catastrophe events. Yeah, some of it was caused by historical climate change. So biogeographically, if you see in the slide, the fauna in Indonesia, we are divided, yeah, by these imaginary lines. Which one is very famous is the Wallace line. Maybe you can see here. So in Indonesia, we have so many animals, but then we can also see differences, yeah, between the west part and the east part of Indonesia, which actually also hold how this all the animals comes to this island during this biological event. And also, it's not about the fauna, yeah, that is really special in Indonesia. Flora is also the same, yeah, because although we are lies in the equatorial area, but Indonesia plantation or the wild plants in Indonesia, we are also divided, yeah, from the very evergreen rainforest to some the swamp forest, yeah, which also holds a lot of carbon, mangrove, nipa palms, but we also have the alpine vegetation, yeah, which looks also like the grassland with the savanna in there, yeah, and of course now we also have a few of the cultivating area. Either is that is still like with the traditional or already with the mass agriculture and so on. So if we're talking about this, the changing that is happened, and we also wants to try to correlate it with the climate crisis, since Indonesia have this diverse with the flora and fauna. This can be a challenge for us, yeah, because the climate crisis for the flora and fauna in Indonesia, and of course also around the world, yeah, if the habitat changes, then this weather, the climate, yeah, everything change, then that can also affect how the soil can give the nutrition, or the microbial soil in there, yeah, they can change as well. And then if we also talk about the temperature changing with the water, and also of course the food resource, yeah, the flowering time changing, then it's also gonna affect with especially with the fauna that eat all the plantation, yeah, like the leaves, the fruits, yeah, things like that. So when that's changed, it will bring us also to the psychological changes, yeah, through the body. And this is also performed in plants and also in animals, of course, yeah. All the hormonal or the metabolism changing, then it will affect to the reproduction change as well. When this psychological change, then the biological cycle also change, yeah. It can affect the mating season or, for example, the sex ratio. Yeah, so all these things from the simple, small changing in weather or in climate, how the temperature changing, yeah, it can cause like for some species cannot have offspring because they cannot reproduce, because they cannot meet their mate. for example, or the offspring only have one kind of gender, yes, because they are very sensitive to the temperature. So in the end, it's all will bring us to the extinction. And in Indonesia, although we already know many flora and fauna that has been found and has been studied, but we also believe that we also already lost so much biodiversity that we haven't known the name and everything. So let's go back to Indonesia. Yeah, if we see Indonesia as a whole, I see it like we can see the world through Indonesia, because to experience how world's wildlife is, simply we can start by going around in Indonesia. Yeah, maybe for you who already know Indonesia, have been in Indonesia, yeah, come to visit us, you understand what I mean. Because Indonesia is so rich with any, any kind of environment. Yeah, we have this. In the picture, I show you the dry and subhumid land, yeah, with the savanna in there. Also, we have the mountain, the tropical rainforest, the inland water, islands, marine and coastal ecosystems, yeah, as well as snow and glacier ecosystem. So although we are in the tropical area, but we can also see snow, yeah, as long as we can go to Papua, for example, yeah, climb to the mountain, the Jayawijaya, and then in there we can see also the glacier and so on. So we are very, very rich. But also, yeah, with all the development, we also have the kind of environment for agriculture, for rural, and for urban. So this is the things that we have to mingle and try to compromise, for example, but for one result, of course, yeah, to find how we can do the sustainable life, not only for human, but also for all the living creatures. So I will show you a few example here. Yeah, so this is some kind of animals that lives in the savanna. We also have many of you already know, of course, the Komodo, yeah, and some of the beautiful birds here, and also this ancient big bird, yeah, in Sulawesi or Sabes. And this is actually a few example, yeah, for animals that is really how to say, sensitive with the differences with the changing of the climate, yeah, because for some kind of reptile, birds, some amphibia, yeah, they really depends on climate, yeah, they know when where to do to find their mates, yeah, and then to later on have a family. So sometimes if it's too hot, for example, the offspring will be just gonna be male, yeah, or if it's too dry, then they will not gonna have a good environment for finding their mates. In Indonesia, also have so many insects, yeah. And these insects, you can say that insects is actually one of the ancient species as well, yeah, and it's co-evolve together, yeah, because many plants in the world, they are really depends on the insect, yeah, for example, with the bees, with the butterflies. So when they're gone from our world, then it will be so many plants that, cannot be reproduced, yeah, because they need the help of these insects for for the population, for making fruits and so on. So this is also very important. And now during this climate crisis, we're also facing many insects gone. Yeah. Also, some example for this beautiful plants. Yeah. Some ancient orchids we have in Indonesia is around I think 18,000 of orchids in Indonesia. Yeah, and then also we have like 6,000 traditional medical plants, yeah, which we still use and also studying, yeah, for the benefits and so on. And this example, this tree only grow in small islands in Indonesia. It's called Bangka Belitung, yeah, and this tree have a special collaboration, yeah, with this ectomic mycorrhiza of the mushroom, yeah, and this mushroom has a very high economic value because this mushroom can be used for cooking, yeah, for people's diet source, and it tastes really, really delicious. Yeah, some people said it can beat truffle from France, and the price is actually also is not that different with truffle. Yeah, so maybe later some of you can try to find it, yeah, and try by yourself to eat it. And also we have so many endemic animals. Yeah, one example is this great apes. So this great apes is the pictures of the new species of the orangutan that we just announced in 2017 that this orangutan is different than the two sisters, yeah, in Sumatra Island or in Kalimantan or Borneo. So it's still in Sumatra, but just in the small part of Tapanuli, Sos Tapanuli, yeah, in North Sumatra. And learning about these great apes is actually can also bring us to learn about how we are, how human is, yeah, because so based on the study, this orangutan completely different from others, but the genetics looks like the ancient first great apes that comes to Asia. And then learning their behavior, we can also learn about how culture is evolved in human, yeah, how our relationship in family, why do migrate, and so on. So many things that we can learn, yeah, from this biodiversity. And not just inland biodiversity, we have also many biodiversity in our waters. Yeah, because Indonesia known as the first largest marine biodiversity. Yeah, and we have this unique dolphin. So we also have the Irrawaddy dolphin, the freshwater dolphin, and we can see them in some in Mahakam River, yeah, in Borneo, but in Indonesian part. We also have this little cute fish. So this it's called goby, and this fish can live both in land or in water. Yeah, they even use to walk in the inland. Yeah, but yeah, not really that long. But this fish is really, really unique. Sorry. And also, of course, yeah, all the kind of biodiversity in marine. But last but not least is the indigenous peoples. So Indonesia also really rich with the cultures, yeah, from the indigenous people. So because from the 17,000 islands, we have thousands of our traditional language, and of course the culture. And indigenous peoples also hold the sacred history of how early Indonesian people came to the archipelago, also how they survived all the natural catastrophes before. That is why it's really important to studying all the traditional and adaptable knowledge from them. Here, I just wanted to give you a little perspective, yeah, about the biological magnification. Sometimes we might don't care, yeah. Maybe we are living in the urban metropolitan city. We don't really care about this biodiversity, about all the wildlife and so on, because we're just living in our place, which is fast, and we need to do things that is really practice. Yeah, but then maybe sometimes our practice life that can cause us so many trash. You may say, I don't care because that trash will not gonna affect me, but it's directly can affect you, yeah, because all the toxic chemical compound that we use in the agriculture, which is not wisely used, yeah, it can toxic the plants because plants will absorb it, or livestock will eat it, yeah, and then it will end in our dining table, right, in our plates. As well as when we washing our clothes, yeah, we love to wear really beautiful clothes without knowing from what it's made of, yeah. Is it really real 100% cotton, or it's actually plastic, yeah? Because whenever you wash plastics, every time you wash it, yeah, small particle, what we can call it also as microplastic, yeah, it will goes through the water, and it will go to the river, will go to the sea. It can affect all the living creatures in the sea, and we might as well as eating the fish, right? Or all the seafood, yeah, that we are very favorable. So our lives is actually really, really demanding and depends on how we do our lifestyle. So during this work from home era, since we have this pandemic, I then, looking around, yeah, my surrounding, and then I found so many remarkable things that I might never really realize before when I just, go to work and so on. And some of it is this kind of biodiversity, yeah, the plant biodiversity that we can find in our own wild garden. It's not even I planted, yeah, by because I want it, but I just found it, yeah, it's grow wildly. And we have in Indonesia like moringa, purslane, yeah, or in Indonesia we call them krokot, yeah, pegagan or Centella asiatica, the pepper elder, the clover leaf, the water pendywort. This kind of biodiversity, it can be our source of food. Yeah, so we don't have to go so far. We don't have to export things, buying some really expensive thing just because we want to eat it. But some things close, some things simple, but it can also give us enough nutrition, and of course all the multivitamin minerals, yeah, that we need. And just for the example of this, like this one, this crocot, it says it has the same or even higher omega-3, yeah, than salmon. Can you imagine that? Okay, so by changing our diet, so I'm not really, it's good to be vegetarian, to be vegan, but let's just start with local diets. Yeah, with local diets, we at least lowering our carbon footprints. Yeah, and then we also know from where it comes from. Because become vegetarian or vegan, it doesn't mean that we actually, sometimes protecting the planets, because maybe the ingredients we get it from somewhere else, yeah, not from our own country or not from our own region. But if we take a look, if we try to want to know and find out what is the rich culture that we have in our surrounding, and by try to take this as our cuisine, yeah, as our diets, at least, yeah, it's healthy because we know where it comes from. Once again, we know how it plants, we know how it's take, yeah, and then we also lowering our carbon footprints. And besides food, yeah, we can also have use this kind of biodiversity, this plant of biodiversity, yeah, many kind of tree that has leaves or has fruits, and of course also flowers, so that we can use for our fashionable tastes. Yeah, so this is the example, yeah, from Belitung. They have this eco-print factory, local factory, still with humans, everything with humans, and they try to use, yeah, our local rich biodiversity as a fashion. Yeah, and then it can also look good, and of course this will help us to fight the climate crisis from our daily lifestyle. So if we talk about this, the collaboration, the correlation, how to mingle this nature biodiversity and human society, we can choose wisely, to at least make the climate crisis not, happening so fast, But if we interact, if our interaction, direct or indirect, in our daily behavior, uncontrollable, we just don't care, then we might cause this, hasten the climate crisis to happen. But if in our mind we think globally about this issue and we do care, we can act even from a small attitude. So we can sustain our life the way we live as long as we understand that everything on earth has to be balanced. Every life matter, even for them who cannot speak for themselves. So just don't sit back and wait for others to do action. We can act locally to get one sustainable and healthy earth. And we can start from our small society. It can be from ourselves, our family, or even from our surrounding. So, talking about what we can do together, in our surrounding, I would like to call my friends and also mentee, Jonathan Pratama. Hi. So maybe now I can stop my sharing. And hi, Joe. How are you?
Hi, I'm great.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Joe is one of my mentee, in this year global training climate reality leadership crops this year, same as Ale. So Joe, please tell us, what have you done so far as a new climate reality leader?
Okay, thank you so much. Before that, I would like to introduce myself. Maybe Kak Ale, you can share about my presentations, please. Yeah. So everyone, thank you for having me here, and thank you for inviting me to be one of your speaker here. This is me. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Jonathan Yuditya Pratama. You can call me Joe. Yeah, I am one of the climate leader Indonesia, and I'm the founder of Sekolah Budaya Patawan Talino Binosami, like a non-formal education platform for all the indigenous people, especially the Dayak indigenous people who want to share and learn about the traditional culture. And I'm the leader of the Dayak Youth Ambassador in Borneo too. And yeah, thank you, Mbak Puji, for the questions. As the climate leader, I am working very hard in the several years with the community and all the friends to aspire about the indigenous knowledge. Yeah, maybe Kaale, you can continue the presentations. Yeah, I would like to tell you about what we have done. This is about the biodiversity in West Kalimantan, Indonesia. Yeah, actually, we are in West Kalimantan. We have a non-formal platform that called Sekolah Adat. This is like a customer schools that we are together with the elders, the youth, and the children. We work together and we sharing and transfer about the indigenous knowledge because actually we learned about the indigenous knowledge from the ancestor, from our elders, and then we transfer it to the kids and all the youth so that it's important for us to know about this. And this is one of the example of the biodiversity in West Kalimantan, especially in Sabangki, Landak Regency, West Kalimantan, Indonesia. Maybe you can continue again, Kak Ale. Yeah. We can see the river, the big trees, and some of the medical, traditional medicine plants. And let's continue the presentations. Yeah. Yeah, this is about the indigenous knowledge from Dayak indigenous people in West Kalimantan, Indonesia. Yeah, we are with the childrens. We learned a lot how to transfer this indigenous knowledge because actually we face so many things in Indonesia, especially in West Kalimantan. A few years ago, we know that West Kalimantan have so big rainforests and in the third positions to the biggest rainforest in the world. But nowadays, it's not like what we think right now. And this is the childrens that play and learned in the forest, in the river, and next maybe yeah. And this is what we do with the children and how we can protect the biodiversity and make it still exist. And we are doing like the planting the trees and some activity about the indigenous knowledge. And for the next, we are also working with the children's like finding some the medical plant and learning in the forest, finding like the food, the traditional food in the forest with all these kids that still exist in our rainforest in West Kalimantan, especially in Sabangki, Indonesia. Yeah, for the next, yeah, this is the childrens that learn with us in Sekolah Adat, and this is what we are doing in the forest. We are fine like durian. Maybe you know durian is one of the fruit, the king of fruits, if you know that. Yeah, and it still exists in our rainforest in West Kalimantan. And the next, why the indigenous knowledge is important for us? Because this is the knowledge from our ancestor. And you can see in the presentation, in the PowerPoint, I mean, this is like we call it in our language, it's panyangahat. Panyangahat is the one who asks for the blessing and pray to God. God in our language, it's called Jubata. Yeah, so before we are doing our activity in our daily living, we are pray to Jubata and ask for blessing, and the Panyangahat will pray for us to connect us to the gods, just like that. And let's continue the presentations and how the indigenous knowledge and biodiversity give impact to climate change and the local community. Actually, we are, as the Dayak indigenous people, we are doing like the traditional planting. Maybe we can continue, Ale? Yeah. Yeah, this is how the impacts that we are feel till right now. We can doing our traditional planting, have the rice field, and from the forest we can find like the rattan for making the weaving and helping the local community to produce the weaving products, and we can help like empower all the people, empower the women, empower the youth, and all the indigenous people. So that's why it's important for us to keep our forests, to keep our biodiversity so that we will see and we can feel about their existence. And after this, I would like to show you the video from our friends that doing the research and doing the traveling to Kalimantan, especially Kalimantan Barat, and stay with us in Sekolah Adat and local community. And this is a trailer of our movie, especially from John and Stephanie Hu, and it tells the stories about what we are facing, the issues about the climate change, the issue about the global warming in West Kalimantan.
I am leaving you today, forever. Not because I don't love you. It just seems I've forgotten how to be kind, how to treat you as you rightfully deserve, like an equal. As I leave, I fear for the future. I failed you when you needed me most. Forgive me. I should have done more.
Maybe some of you still think that we are in Kalimantan. We still have the big rainforest, but in the reality, we are suffering from this climate effect because we know that in West Kalimantan nowadays, we lost our land, we lost our forests because of the fire burns, because of the palm oil company, and so many people that feel the bad impacts from this palm oil company also. We can see from the movie that we are the indigenous people. We are depends on the nature because we are working in the forest, all the food, all the things we are find in the forest because we are grow in the forest and we still living in the forest. And it's important for us to understand that we, as the indigenous people, we are the one who really fight for this case because we want you to hear our voice. I'm here today. I'm the representative of our indigenous people, especially in West Kalimantan. We want to tell you, please, we all work together and we spread the message that we need to keep our forest so that in the next future we can see our forest, we can see the state of our forest, and we can see all the biodiversity that still exists. So, my message for all of you guys today, we are still here. Please act your work and please you think for all the next generations in the next future because we are here as the youth. We help our people to have the voice so that all the people can hear our voice, not only you that see about our presentations today, but our government and all the people can see and hear about our voice. So this is the presentations from me, and just keep on your work and please to be proud to be the indigenous people. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. And that's really a heart-moving movie, yeah, that you show us. Okay, so and I think now you also wear the traditional clothes, right? That's from Dayak.
Yeah, this is the traditional clothes from Dayak, and it's made from manik. Yeah, and the sarong too, and yeah, this is we are in Dayak. We have so many stripes. Yeah, so this is one of the traditional clothes from the Dayak in West Kalimantan.
Mm-hmm. and also the traditional music equipment, yeah,
Yeah.
that you hold it.
Yeah, this is called sape, the Dayak traditional instrumental music.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Jonathan. So I think that's all from us from Indonesia, and please we go back to Ale.
Okay, thank you so much both to Kak Puji and also Kak Jonathan for the very great eye-opening message, especially from the movie Kak Jonathan. It moves my heart. It brought me to tear actually watching it. And for everyone, I would like to encourage for all of you to drop down your questions in the chat room and it will be answered by the presenter. But I actually heard that Kapuji and Kajo, you guys have a little bit of performance for all of us. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, wow. And I
Yes.
think it's a poetry, yeah? So,
Yes. So I will
okay, so
mention
Kak
again.
Puji and Kak Jo will both do a musicalization of the poetry, and Kak Jo will actually be playing the Dayak's traditional music instrument, which is again called sape. And so, without further ado, this is the tales of flora and fauna of Indonesia.
Yes, thank you, Kale. So, to continue what we just saw before, yeah, in the movie, I would like all of you to maybe right now just stop whatever you're doing and just try to close your eyes and try to imagine that now all of you, one of each of you, are in beautiful place, beautiful forest, beautiful maybe on the beach, yeah, which give you a really nice and warmth and happiness feeling. Okay, and while we would like to give you one things that we might we can try to imagine together and feel together. So Joe, please. Hello, flora and fauna of Indonesia. Good morning, Indonesia. Your warmth of the sun wakes me up, awaken me, evaporating all the dewdrops from my body, hugs me with hopes of a new day. Good afternoon, cold breeze. The sound of nature that you whistle is full of joy. Blow a new spirit to my residents, to those who have lived together in peace in this tropical forest of Indonesia. Good afternoon, oh clear blue sky. I'm so happy playing under you in the luxurious open waves, dancing here and there. Greetings to all inhabitants of the oceans, swimming within the seagrass meadows into the reefs where I live. Time flies whenever I'm deep inside the beautiful of Indonesia seas. Good evening, Mother Earth. It's time for me to return to your embrace, who always hold me tight and cover me in all your prayers. I am content dive in your ocean. I am content walk in your forest. I am content jump in your tree branches. I am content floated on your horizon. I am content piercing deep and rooted in your core, giving protections, giving lives, give air to all your living creatures. Your Your tropical heat warmed me. Your rain blessed me. I am the hope to all flora and fauna. I am their life. This is my tale. I'm your flora. I'm your fauna. Through silence, I always adore you. Through silence, I always serve you. Through silence, I always take care of you. Through silence, I always pray for you. So fond me, love me, like in every breath and inch of body and soul that I have, loves you unconditionally. Thank you.
Very, very, very beautiful. Such a wonderful poetry reading done by Kak Puji and Kak Jo. And it captures the very essence of the beauty of our beloved planet Earth. And so, Jay, I would like to invite you back again to the main stage.
Okay, hi again. Such a wonderful song. I love it. We absolutely should wisely change our lifestyle, knowing that we are connected all together and we should definitely appreciate what we've got on Earth. Thank you so much again, Mrs. Puji and Mr. Joe, for your heartwarming performance and also video. At this time, we were supposed to have a question and answer session. Are we ready? Speakers?
I think so. We will change the format. So everyone, you can drop down your question down in the chat room, and the speaker will address it directly in the chat room, so everybody can read it, and it can be an ongoing discussion as we move on to our next agenda.
Okay, then it's back to you, Alexa, right?
Okay, yeah. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you.
And so now that we have heard the amazing sharing from all the speakers, yeah, we will now like to invite you all to join in a smaller discussion forum with each other, where we have prepared breakout rooms. And in the breakout room, you will meet fellow friends from both Indonesia and also South Korea. And please do engage in a deeper discussion in the following topics. So in this breakout room, we would like to invite everybody attending today to engage deeper in discussing this topic. So the breakout room will be named with either Indonesian city or South Korean city. And so if you receive a breakout room with, say, example, Jakarta or Bandung, then address the question A, how do you take climate action online, whether it's individual or bilateral between Indonesia and South Korea? But if you enter a group with South Korea city names, for example, Seoul, so answer question B, which is how do you engage your community or surrounding to take action in the climate crisis solution? And then after addressing each one of the question, you will then answer the very last question, which is what will be the next activity for Indonesia and Korea following up to what is today's discussion. And so again, this is the question. We will now open the breakout room. So I say to everyone, have fun in the breakout room. Do express yourself and share your thoughts with the other participants. And we will meet here back again in about 15 minutes time.
And to add to that, we have this link in the chat. Please, everyone, check. Can you explain, Alexa, about this?
Yes. Okay, so when you enter the breakout room and you have the discussion, do open the link given by Jay in the chat so that you can put your notes and memos on what have you discussed on the Jamboard. So, and then after the discussion session is finished, we will be back together again in the main room. To each every group will then present a little bit about their discussion results. So please do put notes and memos in the Jamboard. The link has been given by Jay about your discussion result from the breakout rooms. Okay, I think that will be all. Enjoy your time in the breakout room, and I'll meet you again back here in 15 minutes time. Have fun.
We are fast. They haven't finished.
Right.
How many minutes?
I think it should be off by now, everyone. We only
Oh,
have
okay.
15 minutes.
Yeah, but not all join the breakout room, I guess. Yeah.
Let's see.
Please write the discussion result.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, welcome back everybody to the main room. How was the discussion? Maybe right now. How was it?
There was no reminder to get us back to the main room, right?
Yeah,
Was
that's
there?
true. There were no callbacks, so
Yeah.
I think it's because the main room, the breakout room master is busy facilitating, and he's still in his room.
No, usually
Okay.
there is a reminder.
Yeah,
60
because
seconds.
Yeah.
because Dino is busy facilitating, Ibu.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
forgot to click to click.
Call back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to click the
Yeah.
60-second reminder.
Yeah.
He's still even in his room. I think,
Yeah, I didn't know that we have to get back if it's not for Puji. Puji said in the chat room, the
Yeah.
WhatsApp, that we are back.
I was
So,
going to ask, are we?
okay.
Yeah, so
Can we
we're
call them
still
back?
waiting.
I hope that everyone has filled the Jamboard for the discussion, so we don't have to talk one by one. You can briefly check the Jamboard, Alexa. We don't have that much
Yes.
time.
Or maybe
Yes.
share screen, yeah. Just share screen the Jamboard.
I
So we
think
can
so.
all see.
I'll share screen the Jamboard.
Yes, please. Yeah.
And maybe
Okay.
ask Dino to just stop all the board, all the
Yeah. Yeah,
breakout rooms.
I even asked question and he didn't
Oh,
reply.
maybe really intense the discussion in this group.
So yeah, this is the Jamboard. But not all team. I think not all have written down. So just Seoul, Busan, Bandung, and Tim Arifah. This is Tim Surabaya. Yeah.
My Jogja, I think I'm Jogja, right?
Oh my God. Can anybody call Dino, please? Oh, there he is.
Okay.
Dino is very good mentor. I think he is.
He said all can return automatically.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
leave the
but
room.
then but we just know when, right? If we already have to go back or not, that's the problem.
Yeah. There
The
was no
host
ring.
has to go back here first.
Yeah.
So if the host is not here, we cannot call back the
Yeah.
participants.
And in my room, Bapuji, there were 4 people, one from Korea, and the other 3 are from IPB, Bapuji.
Oh, yay!
36, 31, and 57.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we only have a few minutes. I mean, we only have limited time.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
who you will save this Jamboard, yeah, Puji?
Yeah, I
You will
mean the
save this?
Jamboard is in Google Drive, so it's practically it's actually in I think Jay
Yeah, it's in Jay's
account, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jay's
Jay's
drive.
account, but yeah,
Okay.
it's okay. We can all open the link and see.
I think we don't have time to talk about this each group. Yeah, we just show the Jamboard, and Alessa will announce it.
Yes. Okay.
Or Jay. Is Jay still in the room?
Yes, Jay is actually still in the room.
Everybody are
maybe-
lost
So
in
maybe
discussion.
yeah, I think Dino has to stop.
Yeah,
Dino
yeah.
has to stop.
Yeah,
So
remind Dino.
force everybody
I'll,
to go back.
I'll
right?
go to Kadino's room to remind him.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do that?
Oh yeah, we
Yes,
can
we
do
can
that.
do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh gitu. Oh iya, yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. Whoa, several are still in the breakout room. My goodness.
Yeah, a lot there.
Yeah. Yeah, let's pull them out. Especially Dino because he's the host.
Yeah. Where's Dino? Dino is
Jakarta.
Dino
Dino
is
di
in
Jakarta.
Is Alessa here? Alessa there?
Yes. So, but I think only Dino they can stop stop the breakout room so everybody can go back.
Yeah.
I'm back. Should we close all the?
Yes.
Yes. Actually, since a few hours ago. No, kidding.
It's Tayu Kansan room is their end room is also.
Okay, they got 60 seconds notification to leave the room.
Yes, that's good. That's what we were waiting for. The 60 seconds.
I think we should have like 30 minutes for breakout room.
Yeah. Oh, we have Repa also, Bu, here.
Yeah, I saw it.
Repa
Yeah, I
is
saw her
here.
name.
Yeah.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
Halo Kak Puji.
Hello.
There was a presentation about Korean food, Repa. Did you hear that? Were you there already?
Yeah.
Did you miss it?
I miss it.
Oh, it's a good presentation.
Yeah. Makes me want to eat kimchi now.
Yes.
Anyway,
We'll make e-booklet Korea-Indonesia climate smart recipes.
That's cool because Korean recipe mostly are climate smart.
Yep.
Yes. So maybe 10 recipes from both countries. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a great idea, and I would like to welcome everyone back to the main room. Hello, everyone. How was your? I think the discussion was very great, yeah, because everybody was still in their own breakout room, and we were just alone here in the main room. How was the discussion? Anybody would like to share? Maybe I'm already screen sharing the Jamboard, and I see that Team Seoul, you guys are very productive.
I know. We had 5 ideas.
Wow, that's amazing, JN. And also Busan, you have 2 action, and from Team Arifa, you have the next activity will be conversation between university students. That's interesting. Yeah, so, and we still have from Daegu room, Daejeon room, and maybe Jaeun,
Hey, we don't.
you would
What?
want to take over the presentation.
Oh, sure. Where are we now? Maybe we can, let the representative present themselves.
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
we
think we
choose
have time for that.
just
Oh,
one presenter. Yeah, maybe your
okay,
team.
maybe one presenter. From
Because
Yeah.
where?
Seoul, of course.
So,
obviously, yeah.
all right. We'll welcome Mile from our group. Millennius.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I'm quite nervous right now. Okay.
Don't be. We don't eat you. We don't
Oh,
buy.
okay. All right. So I will explain about our move. Yeah. Um, the first one, what was we discussed is we will. Oh, wait. Sorry. We will do it ourselves first to show to others. Uh, it's like we give example to people so that later the people will follow us. Yeah, and second one is we aware that some people, especially our parents, they're not really think about um, this climate crisis. So we're planning to talk more about this to parents, friends, and share the information through the media, social media like Facebook, Instagram. Um, yeah, and the third one is yeah. In our discuss room, we will make a group chat, yeah, so we can continue to exchange the communication about climate issue and also the information about it, and maybe there's even or something we can share. And also, okay, the next one, the second question, that was for the second question. Um, Also, this one for the second question, we will make video clips, like video together from in. We will make video Indonesia and Korea, like we will share about ideas about through the Zoom meetings also, and we will make a video about the interview maybe and share in the YouTube so people can see. Yeah. And another idea is to use because we know the strength of fandom, Korean K-popers, K-pop lovers. So maybe we can use it to make to influence more people to join our move about climate crisis. Example, like the 3 donation by one of group fandom. Oh, that's all from us. Yeah. That's all from
Very
me.
great. Thank you so much, Mile. And actually, thank you to everyone. It was a very great discussion and a very insightful result as well, as we can see in the Jamboard. Even group one, you guys put a picture in the Jamboard. That's really great. So it's a commemoration of the discussion. And I'm pretty sure this won't be our last discussion, because we see there are so many ideas and also so many movement that we want to do. So after this event ended, I really hope that we can still get together again someday. And Jay, I give the final closing to you.
So, okay. Last but not least, I request our beloved Korea District Manager, Miss Mia Kim, to give us a closing statement. Miss Mia, are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, hi. We
Are
want.
we running out? It's okay. The time. We do have a time to make a short closing.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Hi, my name is Mia Kim, and I'm a district manager of the Climate Reality Project Korea District. It's very pleased to meet you all in the first Indonesia-Korea collaborative climate talk. We were glad to host this complementary cooperation and collaboration between Indonesia branch and Korea district for our common goal, preservation of Earth's environment, to raise people's awareness on climate emergency and to urge for climate movement. It was great time for all of us to speak with one voice to act for climate emergency on behalf of Korea District Indonesia branch. I thank you, Indonesian and the Korean climate leaders, volunteers, for wonderfully organizing this virtual event. Korea-Indonesia collaborate the climate talk one voice, and leading excellent presentations about the truth of the climate crisis faced with both countries, food culture and biodiversity conservation. Um, we would actively like to keep up the great work and the more constructive way how to work better across our country as well as around the world. Thank you so much, and congratulations again for organizing such an inspired event. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mia, for giving us a very thorough closing statement. And now we have reached the very end of our event. But before we officially close today's climate talk, I would like to invite everyone here to please turn on your camera so that I can see all your beautiful faces and handsome faces, because now is the most anticipated session, which is photo session. So please, everyone, do turn on your camera. We will have a photo session. And after the photo session, I will also play the last music video to accompany the closing of today's event. So everyone, do turn on your camera. Everybody's beautiful. You can, prep your hair a little bit, maybe fix your clothing. Okay, and since there's two pages, do hold on your smile, put on a big smile, show me your teeth, maybe show me your dimples, and 1, 2, 3 for the first page. Cheese. Okay, and now I will go to the second page. 1 second. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you so much for the photo session, and thank you too for attending this wonderful talk and discussion. But before we officially close today's event, I would like to share with all of you our very final movie video clip, which is actually the collaboration work of youth climate leaders from Indonesia, and they will, cover the song Back to the Earth by Jason Mraz. So please enjoy the video.
Before it goes from bad to feeling worse, I turn off my phone, I get down low and put my hands in the dirt.
Try to stop the world from moving so fast, trying to get a grip on where I'm at, and simplify this dizzy life, and get my feet in the grass.
I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to work. I'm going back to the earth.
The only explanation for high rise must be that everybody wants to get high and move on out to the daylight, apartment in the sky. Well, the higher we go, the taller we grow. We lose sight of the land below, where you can have your place up in outer space. 'Cause my home is where my food is grown. I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to the earth. I'm going back to earth. I'm going back to the earth.
We are animals.
We are animals.
We are wild.
We are wild.
We started with the motion at the bottom of the ocean. Now we're swinging from the top of the trees. We are animals.
We are animals.
We are wild.
We are wild.
And to truly be forgiven, we must all get back to living with the land in harmony.
Going
Back to the earth.
I'm going
Back to the earth.
I'm going
Back to work.
I'm going
Back to the earth.
I'm going
Back to the earth.
I'm going
Back to the earth.
I'm going
Back to work.
I'm going
Back to the earth.
Thank you, Indonesia. It's a very wonderful song and very wonderful video. We actually shared this to Korean climate leaders and we loved it so much. So we need to go back to the earth. Yes, that's right. Okay, so on behalf of both countries, thank you very much to one and all for devoting your precious time and being part of our first 2020 Korea and Indonesia Collaborative Climate Talk, Climate Leaders with One Voice event. I hope it was meaningful to all of you as much as it was to me. It was, wasn't it, Alexa?
Yes, indeed, it was, Jay. We hope that today's event was a joyful event for everyone and hoping that this won't be our last meeting together. And so finally, we would like to both say thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you during the next event. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you everyone. Hope to meet you all again in the next event.
See you in the next event. Thank you very much. Keep in touch, guys.
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye, Alexa. Bye. Bye, Arifa.
Bye, Jay. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank
Jay.
you so much.
Saranghe.
Saranghe. 사랑해요.
사랑해.
Bye.
감사합니다.
Bye. 감사합니다. Bye.
You would turn off the YouTube. You know you are the host. Please turn off the live.
Bye all.
Bye. Can you turn off the live on YouTube?